Hey guys, it's me, Melly. Welcome back to my channel, Melly's Yarn and Book Adventures. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome. Thank you for checking me out again. Sorry about, hold up. Sorry guys. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm at a bad angle because I'm currently in my bedroom. It's a miserable rainy day outside. And, when it's miserable and rainy, it seems like my rheumatoid arthritis acts up just a little bit extra, and I'm just kind of just hanging out in my room while my son is in school, just relaxing. So anyway, I hope you guys had a good weekend. Today is Tuesday. I don't even know what day it is. That's really sad. Date, but it's Tuesday. It's a Tuesday, October something. Who knows? I lose track of days. Anyway, what have I been up to? Well, all weekend, I worked. I didn't work on Sunday. I was supposed to, but I switched with a coworker because I had things I needed to get done by tomorrow. Or by, not tomorrow. I had things I needed to get done by yesterday because I had... it's that time of the year where it's starting to get cold, and any pests, I want to say, and creepy crawlies seem to try to come in. I live in a city, so you know, in a row home, so you know. So I have my exterminator come around this time. I have him come around this time and spray. And then when it starts to get warm. And also, if I have the houses on either side of me are not owned, they're rented houses, or the owner rents them out. So anytime I have the one side on this side, across, she's been there for years, so I'm not worried about her. But on this side, which is behind me, people just don't seem to stay very often. But the new tenants have really kind of whipped the owner into shape where he's actually doing work. And I also wanted to call the exterminator because row homes, I don't know what these people have brought into the house, what was already in the house, you know, in the walls, whatever. It's frick row homes, old. So I wanted to have him spray anyway. So I had to kind of not clean, deep clean, but I needed to straighten up. So that's why I had switched with my coworker. And then yesterday I woke up with a fever. And part of rheumatoid arthritis, if you have it or know someone that does, is that you can get a fever or spike a fever at any given moment and feel like you're catching the flu. And that happened to me yesterday. It was, it's the weather. And it's a immune disorder, so I knew exactly what it was. I was supposed to go to work yesterday, took my son to school, came back home, laid down, fell asleep, woke up about 11:30, felt like crap, called my job and said, hey, I'm not feeling well. Mind you, it's a new job, but I said, look, I'm running a fever, I'm not feeling well. Me coming into work would not be beneficial to the store, because I can barely move. She was like, okay, that's fine. You know, I understand. Take rest. Woke up this morning. I don't have work today or tomorrow, so that's good. So I can rest. So I don't have a fever, but I'm not feeling 100% yet. So which is why you have me at this weird angle, because I'm using my phone and I'm propping it up on a pillow and a blanket. Okay, enough of that. So what have I been up to? Well, I started a blanket. I told you guys I started using the front post double crochet, if you can see it. And then it was taking a weird shape, like it wasn't square, or the square was kind of like off center where it was like pulling in. So I did some double crochet to kind of like flatten it, which worked. But then when I switched back to the front post, I realized, well, maybe it's because I'm not turning, I'm not flipping it and going the opposite direction. So I started doing that, and it started to curl and kind of take on this weird corner. I don't know what's going on. But my son loved it, and I was getting kind of fed up with it. So he said, Mommy, I want this blanket. It's soft and squishy, which it is. It's soft and squishy. So I did some white on it, fastened off. It fits them perfectly. It actually covers me. Like, I could use it as a lap blanket. It doesn't go all the way down my legs, but if I'm sitting with my, like, on my bed with my legs crossed or whatever, I can cover myself. So it's a little bit ruffled on the edges, but he likes it. Whatever. Works for me. Also, my beautiful, lovely fall blanket, if you can see, using ice yarns, ice classic Aran, that I've been talking about, that I've never showed you guys. This is it. It's 3 colors, 4 balls of each color. Fits my queen size bed more than a halfway up, which is perfect. It's still a cuddle. It's still soft. I washed it over the weekend, and somehow it has gotten softer. Like, it's super soft. Like, I'm gonna order more of this yarn in this red and a green and the gold and make a Christmas color blanket because it's so soft. And this is, I don't know what you would call this. It's the Drunken Granny from, or at least this is what she calls it, the Drunken Granny from The Secret Yarnery from Krista. This is what she calls it. But it's gotten softer and squishier, and I love it. Like, I don't need any other blanket but this one. Like, I don't even lay under my comforter. Like, even though it's kind of, I guess you could say, holey or lacy, it's soft. It's soft. So, yeah. And then I realized, because this blanket, this blue and gray and white blanket that I was making, I had bought a whole nother set of each color, or 1 ball of each color, as you guys know. I realized, what am I going to do with this yarn? Because I'm not going to use it, you know, because I finished the blanket in my son's size instead of making it a full-size blanket. So I decided, if you watch Kelly from Crafted by Kelly, she made the campfire cardigan using I think she got the pattern from the Make and Do crew, which I printed off just the pattern, or part 1 of the pattern. I kind of figured out, just by reading part 2 and part 3, the basic idea for the bottom to make it longer in the sleeves after you do the hexagon. So I really don't need to print that part off, but I can refer back to it. She inspired me because I've seen a video where she had one in her background on her mannequin, and I'm like, I want to make that. And then Jan from Urban Gypsy Crochet raves about it, like they're friends, like you know, they know each other personally. She inspired me to try it. So I realized that I have enough yarn in all the colors except the white. I'm not going to use the white to make one. So I started, and it looks weird. But when I'm looking at because it's like curling a little bit, it's, and obviously I'm not done my round, but, I figured it can be a test one. Like, let me just try it out. Let's see if I can do it. And if it works out well, I can make another one in Christmas colors with the Christmas yarn instead of a blanket. I think I'm blanketed out right now because obviously the way I wanted this blue and gray blanket to turn out did not turn out the way I wanted it, and it frustrated me. It didn't really frustrate me, I'm lying. It was a test to see if the stitch pattern worked. It didn't work out the way I wanted it to, and even though my son loves it, and he's probably, I mean, my kids appreciate when I make them something. Well, he does, and my middle daughter does. My older one, not so much. She's like, although her friend, one of her new friends in her new school, in high school, for some unknown reason, I don't know how he knows. I think maybe during back to school night, I think I was wearing something that I, like a cowl or something, and he liked it, and he saw it, and I said, yeah, I made it. He asked me to crochet him a red scarf for winter, which I have to buy yarn for that. Anyway, so if this works out well, I may make one for my middle daughter in a smaller size. Because I tried to I tried to crochet her a cardigan, and it didn't work out so well. But I kind of like, you know, I kind of winged that. I measured like lengthwise and just crocheted strips and then sewed it together, and yeah, it wasn't pretty. But I tried. But I had crocheted myself a short sleeve like sweater, like boat neck sweater. So maybe it's just because I hadn't used a proper pattern or anything like that. And it was more like I eyeballed it. Anyway, so I'm doing that. So I'm on round 5? No, I'm on round 6. But the weird thing is, like, it goes for a small, medium, it goes to round 7. And then for medium, large, or large, extra large, it says continue with the next 2 rounds. So then it continues, it says round 7, repeat round 4. And then it says round 7, repeat round 4 again. When really it should be round 8, round 9. So it's weird. It's weird. But whatever. Like, it works. I got the gist of it. Anyway, yeah. So that's what I'm making. That's what I'm crocheting. What am I reading? I finished The Furies, which I think I told you guys, by Katie, whatever her name was. What else have I finished? I finished The Widow of Rose Hill, which was an arc from NetGalley, and I really liked it. It was a historical mystery romance. It was a ghost story with romance. Okay, so it was about this woman who, she was married young, and her husband was abusive, but obviously back in the time where I guess it was like the 1800s, mid 1800s, where she was married off because she had been caught kissing this person, her husband, or who became her husband, by her parents, and they were of upper class society, so they married her off because supposedly she had become pregnant, but really he had targeted her because his family was of the upper class with money, but slowly going broke. And so he targeted her because she had money. And like, she had gotten pregnant, and I'm assuming she had lost the baby, because there's no child. And he became abusive, and she kind of just dealt with it because she thought it was normal. And then when she had had enough, she had decided to leave him, and she left. And then he created all these rumors about her, that she was a cheater and she was a this and that and the other thing, and she had moved to, got her own flat. She had a little bit of her own money, and then he's killed. And when he's robbed and killed, and she just happened to be at that time seeking out for a divorce, which was not normal at this time. And so she, after he was killed, she kind of fled and went back to New York, or her hometown, and bought this house that had been abandoned since she'd been a child, but it was like a famous house for this family, that a lot of tragedy had occurred. Supposedly the house is haunted and this, that, and the other. And she buys the house and she wants to remodel it, and fix it up. And part of the reason is because she's going to write a book about design and decor and all that good jazz. At this time, I guess it was like lighting was around, but electricity had been sort of discovered. So I guess like the mid 1800s, but not implemented into residences yet, I guess, so to speak. Anyway, so there's this scientific professor, I don't know how you would call him, supposedly like this famous family. I don't know if the family's real, I didn't look it up, but who took an interest in this house and supposed hauntings and wanted to try to figure it out. So think along the lines of ghost hunters, but one man. And he wanted to kind of like figure it out. So it becomes like he approaches her and she turns him down, and she's like, oh, whatever. But then they discover the workmen in the house or stopped working and told them this tale, and she's like, all right, how can I fix this? So she goes to them and says, you know, I'll accept your offer to figure out, is there really a ghost or a entity in my house? And along the way and if there is, how do we rid my house of it? And along the way they kind of fall in love, but she's afraid because she's been hurt and abused, and she's telling him like, this is not good. I can't give you my heart, and I can have a romance with you, but I can't commit to you. And he's like, no, this didn't work, and a whole bunch of stuff happens. And in the end, there's a happily ever after. I'm not going to tell you, but it really was a good story. So it was a historical romance / mystery / ghost story. So you can look it up as, I think it comes out this month. It's The Widow of Rose Hill, and I can't think of the author's name right now, and I don't have my Kindle, so I can't tell you. But it's a really good book if you like that type of thing. There wasn't too much romance. There wasn't it wasn't the main focus of the story. The main focus was her, well, okay, so it was her trying to start all over again, but at the same time finding love when she wasn't looking. Okay, that's what I'm reading. And now I'm reading The Vampire on the Orient Express, which is a short story, but again, I don't have my Kindle with me, so I can't tell you who it's by. I'll give you those updates later. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. If there's anything you want to talk about, leave me a comment below. If there's anything you want me to talk about, recommend, or update you on, leave me a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share if you can. Also, go check out, I want to give a shout out, which I normally don't do, but go check out, her name is Jan, Jan Carruthers, Carruters, her channel. They just started a new website called Lancashire, I can't remember the name of it. It's Lancashire something. Oh my God, my brain is crazy. But go check out her or because it's a joint venture with Crafted by Kelly. I will try to link them in the description box below, but I'm not sure if I will be able to using my phone. If anything, I will go back when I go downstairs on my desktop and edit it and link them. But look up Crafted by Kelly or Jan Carruthers. And they have videos about their new website where you can purchase things that they have crocheted. And they're really good at what they do, so go check it out. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.